Hello, friends. Very good evening and happy festivities. I thank Dr. Karun Pratap Singh, the founder of MITWS and Radio PJS, and of course, Dr. Anil Midda, who had been a great help while I was a scholar at the university. I especially mention his name because whenever I used to visit the university, he used to go out of the way to render help to me. Today, I, Dr. Reena Walia from Jalandhar, Punjab, is once again before you to deliver a talk on the topic carnivalesque. It is a term unknown and unfamiliar to many. This was also my topic of research way back in 2013 to 2017 while I was a scholar of the prestigious OPGS University, Churu. I also thank Dr. Sandeep and Dr. Sood for being my guides and helping me complete my thesis. I owe it to all of you. Thank you. Friends, carnivalesque is a term given by Mikhail Bakhtin, a Russian philosopher, a literary critic, and a scholar who worked for philosophy of language. The Bakhtinian thought is extremely rich in understanding the society as well as the literature. He is the first theorist popular enough in both fields to present an influential concept scheme that explains how people acquire language and read and write texts. In the vast area of literature, Noll emerges as the hero of literature. This conceptualization is all-inclusive, meaning thereby that the novel as a genre is characterized by non-colonial features, thus making it a highly open-ended, progressive literary form that is never bound within any limits. Bakhtin perceives this genre as being beyond the limits of genre formation. He made through analysis of the social trends giving rise to novelistic genre by going back to Plato and transversing down to the modern European novelistic forms. The whole understanding of the language has been re-articulated by Bakhtin, and so the focus shifts from lang to parole. He feels that an utterance is a pivotal aspect of the formulation, and the repeatability of the utterance, that is parole or the lang, are clearly distinguished by him. Recognizing the other voices, giving them their social profile, is to represent the multiple voices, and that is what Bakhtin believes in or believed in. He clearly feels that the unitary language is monological and it speaks only of the official language and discourse, and thus he sort of discards it. According to him, the authentic environment of an utterance, the environment in which lives and takes shape, is dialogicized, heteroglossia, enormous and social as language, but simultaneously concrete, filled with specific content and assented as an individual utterance. He feels or he distinguishes the two major voice forces, One is the centralization, he also calls it a centripetal force. According to science, what a centripetal force is, I'm sure you all use a mixie, and of course, the science students would know better that the force that comes to the center is the centripetal force, and the other one is the decentralization force, that is from center to outside, that is the centrifugal force. And he feels that the social system is on the hinges of these forces. A single voice can make itself heard only by blending with other voices, thus creating music for a listener. So, if you are talking all alone and there's no listener, there's no appreciation for it, then it is of no use. It's a monologue and it does not have any value. So, he says that the utterance or the spoken expression is the most important factor. Obviously, how you speak, how you express, gives it all, says it all. It is like a rejoinder, and the word is born in a dialogue. Thus, all that is organized socially, whether we talk of books, we talk of literature, has its reservoir in the language communication, which gets enriched only through the interactive process of the social units. The internal dialogization is also a significant aspect of prose style and is much stressed and elaborated in the majority of poetic genres. So, everywhere, be it a novel, be it a language, be it poetry, everywhere it is recognized and understood, without which it may not be of any use. The dialogue delivery may not be of any use. This actually he first introduced in the problems of Dostoevsky's poetics, and that's how he explains it all. He is of the opinion that, in a fact, out of the speech and language diversity, the novelist or the writer or the author or the poet constructs his style. So he is talking of the style, he's talking of the genre, he's talking of the mannerism, he's talking of the expression of the author, whether in written or in verbal form. Of course, this was an introduction, and then it is basically, to brief it up or to sum it up, it is the decentralization. And Sir Ahmed Salman Rushdie, who is a prominent and popular as well as a controversial writer of the post-colonial and postmodern times, was very impressed by the Bakhtinian philosophy. And if you read his novels with deliberation and in between the lines, you feel and you find this term carnivalesque well knitted in all the texts. Be it the Midnight Children or be it the satanic verses, he has this aspect imbibed and embedded everywhere. When we talk of the post-colonial or the post-modern times, what generally comes to the mind as post is after. But this is not the case for Salman Rushdie and even for Bakhtin. The term post meant not after, rather it meant a change. After the post-colonial and the post-modern times, there were the revolutions that were taking place. And so those revolutions were the post-modern and the post-colonial times. So that's how the term post has been defined. And Rushdie is also a master writer and an amazing storyteller who plays beautifully with words and has introduced India to the world with a new perspective and outlook. He has redefined English to a great extent and has made the difficult language reach the common in an easy manner. He simply does it effortlessly because he is not bothered about the consequences. And that is what Carnivalesque is all about. He just does it because he likes it, not caring much about what the people will say or think. He squeezes the carnival into life, and that is how it is. That is how the term originates. Total bliss, total happiness. What's a carnival? It's a festival, it's a fete, it's a mela. So when Bakhtin or Salman Rushdie, they talk of carnivalesque, they squeeze the carnival into life. They gush it into life. And they describe life as a carnival. And that we should do what we like, not what the society likes. Of course, at the same time, it should adhere to the mannerism and it should, be within the limits of decency. That, of course. He feels that art is not bounded and cannot remain in chains. Writing, expression, novels, non-fiction, poetry, it is all a form of art. And it can only be expressive if it is free, if there are no boundings, if there are no limitations, then only it can reach the people. So he paints pictures of society just as Bakhtin does or did, in an interesting open manner and literally defining life in the carnivalesque atmosphere, the style that has been picked up by him from the Bakhtinian concept. Now, what exactly is carnivalization? I have just composed few lines on it, and maybe it will make you clear what it means, what it signifies. Why am I bound by limitation? Why on earth these reservations? Why cannot I do as I desire, when inside me I have that fire? So this is what is carnivalesque. Let me break open the bars. Why should I live a life of farce? Let me go beyond the sky. To the unlimited, let me fly. Let me live my life anew. Amongst those I wish to be who are few. So this is what carnivalesque is. Such is the whimsical, grotesque theme of carnivalization that teaches one to be free from all bounds. It is an escape from the hard-bound actualities to the world of fantasies where aspirations come true. That too according to one's whims and fancies and to one's accord. If you are working according to somebody else, you see, your expression becomes bound, your expression becomes limited because the other person is instructing you and you do according to his instructions. So the expression is limited. But carnivalesque is against such a system and it puts it upside down.